Steve and Aisha were the perfect couple in the eyes of others.
Steve felt very stressed out because of his highly demanding job.
As a result, he started to frequent the nightclub with his friend, drinking away, conveniently forgetting about his wife. Besides, Steve loved to flirt with the girls at the club. One night, Aisha was getting anxious. She's been calling Steve, but she couldn't get through.
Suddenly, Steve stumbled into the sitting room in a drunken state. As he sat down next to Aisha, Aisha started questioning Steve about his whereabouts that night.
She noticed a lipstick stain on his shirt, and that started their argument. In the midst of arguing, Steve slapped Aisha. Heartbroken, she ran into her room crying.
Ignoring his wife, Steve lay on the sofa and he fell into a deep slumber gradually. When Steve woke up, he found himself back to the early 80s when he was still a young man. And somehow, Steve entered Aisha's house where a birthday party was being held.
Out of nowhere, three sexy, seductive ladies approached Steve, trying to get his attention and wanting to be friends with him. The ladies tried their very best, but alas, Steve was not at all interested. He was focused on Aisha. Aisha had many pursuers back then. Type 1. Romantic.
Untukmu, Aisyah. Di tepi pantai yang indah, aku duduk seorang diri, suasana sepi.
Type 2. Kawaii. Type 3. Muscular.
Baby mama car crib is bigger than his. You will see him on TV any given Sunday. Win a Super Bowl and drive off in a Hyundai. She was supposed to buy your shorty tight coat with your money. She went to the doctor, got lipo with your money. She walking around looking like Michael with your money. Should've got that insured Geico for your money. If you ain't no punk, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup, yeah!
Type 4. Hard.
我是最帅的。Steve became furious when he saw Aisha dancing closely with the other man. He charged towards them and grabbed Aisha's hand, demanding an explanation.
Aisha's friend tried to help her. A few guys threatened Steve, and Steve was forced to leave Aisha's house.
Steve was devastated. At that moment, he had only one thing on his mind. I must get my wife back. Steve left a beautiful rose and a letter of explanation at the doorsteps of Aisha's house.
Aisha loved the rose, and as she started understanding the true meanings of the words, she smiled. One day, Aisha was thinking sweetly about the rose and letter. And just like that, Steve appeared.
Zooby-dooby, zooby-dooby, pampara, zooby-dooby, parampam. Zooby-dooby, zooby-dooby, nache, que pagal stupid man.
Zooby-dooby, zooby-dooby, pampara, zooby-dooby, parampam. Zooby-dooby, zooby-dooby.
Finally, Steve confessed his love to Aisha.
Steve and Aisha became a pair of lovers after that, spending time with each other day and night.
One evening, Steve and Aisha were walking back home. Unfortunately, there was a robber hiding at the corner, waiting for the right moment to strike.
The robber then took action. Steve tried to protect Aisha. However, in an attempt to save Steve, Aisha was shot instead and died in the arms of Steve.
Overcome with immense grief and shock, Steve woke up abruptly and he dashed into Aisha's room, only to find out that she was sobbing uncontrollably.
With utmost sincerity, tears trickling down his face, Steve apologized to his wife and then uttered the 3 magical words to Aisha. After hearing all that, Aisha's heart softened and they embraced each other lovingly.